Thank you very much, Professor Tomori, for the excellent lecture. We appreciate you, sir. It is my pleasure to move to our panelists now, and to anchor that, may I humbly invite Professor Wuraola Shokunbi to kickstart the discussion. Professor Shokunbi, ma'am.
Good morning. I hope you can hear me. Good morning.
Very well.
Good morning, sir. It's a privilege to comment, if I would say comment, on a lecture given by Professor Tomori. Who am I? But I've made quite a list of items, which I shall go over briefly. Professor Tomori approved my application to be a member of the Academy of Science. So I owe him in high regard, as always. Thank you very much, sir. It's nice listening to you. I have some panelists, some co-panelists. I hope they are on board with us. Professor Kayode Osungbade, I'm sure he's on. And also Dr. Taiwo Labode Ladipo. What Professor Tomori has emphasized, I shall quickly summarize so that we can have time for other discussions. The title of the lecture, Science and Mis-Science. He defined science, and I don't need to go over that. But I was quite interested in his definition of mis-science. In local parlance, well, miss road, you have missed road. But in proper English grammar, he listed misapplying, mismanagement, wrong science, misnamed, etc. So the emphasis of his lecture was actually on the mis-science, and I listed quite a number of things. However, in the definition of science, I want us to take cognizance of a very important word, systematic. In any scientific study, remember you have to be systematic. You don't do things haphazardly. Now, in terms of data, we can all refresh our minds when we choose to go to the WHO website. But there has to be some emphasis. 188 countries have, reported COVID, totaling greater than 27 million, and deaths over 180 million. Of course, America has the largest contribution, and I believe Brazil is the next. So if we come to Nigeria, total confirmed cases, you can check on that to save time, but Lagos, 18,000. Ekiti, I chose Ekiti, that's where I come from, 280, 282. But on a serious note, shouldn't we take these figures with a pinch of salt? Mm-hmm. How many people are we testing? We need to test a lot more. There was a plan to test hospitalized patients, etc. in UCH. We are not hearing much of that. Maybe Professor Osungbade will talk about it. One point that I want my Oga to clarify is this. He stated that the NCDC has been adding back the results of backlog of samples to the current figures, therefore giving us a falsely, I will use the falsely low rate, which is going to misinform us. May I then suggest that why can't a good statistician do a look back so that we place these results specifically to the dates of the samples that were collected, so that NCDC can now give us a revised bar chart or graph, etc. I hope I'm making sense to you. Now, specifically, let's look at mis-sense, which my Oga, He's given us a whole chapter on mis-science, and I'm so happy that you've given me an opportunity to be part of this program. He has listed the following as examples of mis-science. It could be through covert operations, so that we are given wrong information to lure us away from the truth. That's covert. Fake news. People don't even have any idea of the science of COVID. They are propounding all sorts of theories. And this could have been done by celebrities or politicians, which I would call stunts, maybe to make them more popular. Religious groups are saying all you need is prayer. There are rumors that COVID is a bioweapon, that COVID is meant for population control, that the Chinese are using it as a biological weapon, and that is it not from Jewish origin, the Zionist connection? Again, is it associated with the 5G, which is made in China? Then the Californian group, they were talking about having herd immunity. So some people thought that maybe COVID had been in America long before now. Then there's a group that said you should eat bar soap so that it can cure COVID. Another question was whether mosquitoes can transmit COVID. Then the Filipino president said you use gasoline to clean your mask. Some of these things border on ridiculous idea. Some are saying take alcohol to protect your throat against COVID. Then vegetarians are believed to have immunity over COVID. There is the Madagascar story that they have a special herbal preparation that can cure COVID. Now they have many cases and they are on lockdown. The story of chloroquine, I'm sure many of us know that. Even there was a story that chloroquine was given to 12,000 Nigerians that were said to be cured. Of course, this is mis-science. Then Trump has been ridiculed on a large scale because he says they should drink bleach, that it can cure COVID. Trump is also the one that is discouraging the use of face mask. Then the miracle of gargling, the so-called miracle treatment, gargling with mineral supplement that contain chlorine. Some of these people died. What about the story recently of arrival of Chinese vaccine in Nigeria? Professor Tomori has debunked that. He has read to us or summarized a letter from China merely telling us that their vaccine will be ready by December 2020, and that if Nigeria was interested, they could apply. But there are no Chinese vaccine in Nigeria. Then Professor Tomori sort of highlighted that the NCDC does not give us full information. Only people like Professor Tomori can bail us out on that by his positive influence on NCDC. There was the story of Sokoto lab that tested positive, samples of 2,000 testing positive and only 900 were declared. So you can see that in some states, politics has come into it as part of mis-science. Finally, Professor Tomori highlighted that how do we combat the mis-science? The most important thing is that we can only combat mis-science by using and disseminating scientific knowledge. So MD Khan, I want us to take this home. All of us have to provide scientific information at home, to neighbors, in churches, so that we can reduce, we may not totally eliminate mis-science, but it is our duty to reduce mis-science. Sorry, the letter Professor Tomori talked about was really from Russia, stating that vaccines will be ready by December 2020, and that if Nigeria was interested, can apply. I do hope I've summarized Professor Tomori's very interesting discourse with us. You can't beat Professor Oyewale Tomori. I remember listening to his lecture, the Oshuntoku annual lecture. I was totally carried away. Thank you so much, sir, for all you have shared with us. It can only be done by you. We are grateful.